obsession, actually, you know? Almost an obsession, actually, you know? Almost an obsession, actually, you know? Hi, and welcome to my video blog series. What's it called? This is gonna be hard. Well, I actually started playing the violin when I was 8 years old. I was exposed to an exploratory music program in my hometown of Reno, Nevada. Yes, I am from Reno. And yes, people make it out of Reno every once in a blue moon, and I just happen to be one of those lucky few. Nothing against Reno, but you know, hey, it is a vortex and it is a bit of a time warp in some places. But I guess that's true for places all over the world. Violins and cellos and violas and basses, and I got the opportunity to play fiddle. I mean, we got to try everything, but the moment that I drew the bow across the strings on the fiddle, it was like love. It was like love. It was like love. It was like better than love, actually, to be honest. It's the only thing that's lasted for as long as it has in my life. It's I think it was like meeting my soulmate, because I have devoted 100%, well, okay, 90% of my life to music, and almost an obsession, actually, you know, in terms of the connection and the power that it has in my life. It was Catherine Hutchins was the woman that brought this program to my school, and she had this big fro, and she's just this woman just who was just completely enveloped in joy, and I'm totally sure it was because she was a musician and quite a good fiddle player, actually. And she taught me to play "Oh Susanna," and that still to this day is my very favorite song. So that happened in September, and then I got the opportunity to beg my mother. I don't know if it was an opportunity or if it was a complete annoyance for her, but I begged her every day from September until December for a violin, and everybody that asked me what I wanted for Christmas, it was violin. Don't get me anything else, I want a violin. Pretty much tried to drive everybody crazy in hopes that I would get the violin. And I think it's that type of determination that has kept me going this many years in terms of music and in terms of being devoted to this journey. It's why my heart beats. I actually knew that I was interested in music from the moment I was born. I can remember being exposed to music from my mother and father, all kinds of music. Growing up biracially, you know, I got to experience Motown, soul, funk, rock and roll, folk. Every genre was playing on the radio in our home, and we were dancing and having a great time. It was the 70s, so it was, what can I say, it was really fun. There hasn't been anything like it since. I'm sure those of you who are old enough to remember the 70s know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so I grew up with lots and lots of music, and my very first instrument actually was a toy piano. Actually, my friend Gabby Lala uses a toy piano in some of her music, so for those of you that are curious, check out her album I Know You Know I Know, which is coming up to be released soon, and I'm playing in that concert on February 18th, electric fiddle, so you might want to go to that. It's going to be at the Mystic February 18th, and anyway, the album has a toy piano, and that was my very first instrument. I would basically sit with records and whatever was on the radio and try to pluck out the tune on there, and So that's how it started. And then, you know, once I got my violin, I became very obsessed.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the audience participation starts. I mean, I guess you've been participating already, but because I forced you to. So you see the hula hoops around here. I want to invite you to hula hoop with me because, I don't know, I feel funny hula hooping by myself. You know, so there's a hula hoop there and there and
when Christmas came around, you know, we opened presents and there was like all the paper on the floor and everything, but there was no violin, and I was pissed because there was no violin, and I was extremely let down. It was like, when I don't feel heard, I get bitchy. So it was one of those moments in my life at which I didn't feel heard, and I thought, I drove everybody crazy. I told everybody, don't get me anything except a violin. I want a fiddle for Christmas. I just want one. It's just like, I have to have one. So anyway, we opened presents and had the Christmas celebration, and there was no fiddle, and, you know, I got Barbies, which I've never been one to really enjoy Barbie that much. I didn't enjoy Ken all that much either, but Evel Knievel was cool. I did get an Evel Knievel, and I was happy that I got Evel Knievel, but it wasn't a violin, and I was very disappointed. So my grandmother basically was like, you know, go get the garbage bag out of the closet. We're going to clean up this mess. And I ignored her. I was totally pissed, and I just was so let down that I didn't want anything to do with anything at that point. And so she was basically like, you know, get the garbage bag out of the closet so we can clean up this mess. I ignored her a second time, which takes some balls, because my grandma was always very like, well, she was the authority figure in our family, one of them. My other grandmother was the other one. So it was like a matriarch in my family, but so I ignored her again. She said my full name, which I'm not sharing that either. And so I got up and I got the garbage bag out of the closet and I threw it on the floor and I started shoving paper into it, and she goes, no, that's not how I want you to put the paper in the bag. And I was like, oh my God, you're micromanaging how I'm gonna throw away the paper. So with all the attitudes that I can muster, which some of you know can be quite a bit, I picked up the garbage bag and I shook it out, and out fell a violin case from the bottom of the garbage bag, and I just flipped out. It was like, to this day, pretty much one of the best experiences, if not the best experience that I've ever had. Although there have been some really great experiences, but that was right up there with them. So that was when I got a fiddle, and it was cool. It had a fluorescent orange case, and it squeaked to my delight in just the perfect way. From there, I wound up being exiled to the garage with my dog at my feet, howling as I screeched away, trying to perfect getting the good sound out of the fiddle. And that's pretty much how it started.